Ooh, very glary, very muggy and humid here today. Well, great album. This is my original. On spin. Australian pressing. Very, very good track listing here. It's almost a perfect early Bee Gees. I don't mean early. I don't mean. I mean their mid-period, their best period actually. And I mean, just look at the track. Listen to the track listing. Holiday. I've got to get a message to you. I can't see nobody. Words. I started a joke. Spicks and Specks. 1st of May. World. Massachusetts. To love somebody. Wow, what a song. Absolute masterpiece, that one. Every Christian lion-hearted man will show you. One of the very earliest uses of the mellotron. Terrific track. A bit of a deep cut from their album called First, I think. That's the UK, when they went to the UK. But yeah, it wasn't their first album. They put out a couple here in Australia. I wish I still had them. I gave them to my younger sister, and she lost them. But they go for big money. And finally, New York mining disaster, the track that broke them in the US. Yeah, this is. It's got nice, blurb on the back. Well, unfortunately today, rest in peace, Colin Peterson, their drummer, in there from 1966 until possibly, I know, 66 to 69, definitely. That's their golden era. He might have lasted another year or two. But Robin's gone. Morris was the first to go. The only one left out of this lot's Barry Gibb and Vince Maloney, who was on guitar. It's not in his photo. I don't know why, because he was in the band, but what can you do? So, yeah, Vince Maloney, ex-Billy Thorpe and the Aztecs, ex-Vince Maloney sect. So, what can I say? He was a child actor. He was in a wonderful little movie from the late 50s, made in Australia, Australian Anglo production. The exteriors were shot at Picton in New South Wales, and I think most of the interiors were done in the UK. Great cast. So Ralph Richardson's in it. Really terrific little movie called Smiley. If you ever get a chance to see it, it is still a wonderful. He's such a great little actor, this kid. He's so lovable, and he's such a pain in the neck. Brilliant little actor. Yeah. So he's passed away. Yeah. So, and I actually met the Bee Gees. I used to go to guitar lessons. I didn't play. I played what you'd call lap steel, or Hawaiian guitar. I was learning on a Hawaiian guitar, which is you sit it on your lap with a steel, and you slide it up and down. And of course, the electric version is called the. They use it a lot in country and western music, but I didn't stick with it. I'm not a musician, not at all, and haven't got the discipline. And I love music, but I'm just not a musician, so I gave that up. But yeah, and I used to go to guitar lessons at a little church in the next suburb down from where I live, Gymea Bay, called Miranda. and it's long disappeared, that church. It's under this mega monolithic mall called Miranda Fair, which was the biggest in the southern hemisphere for a long time. It's just it's basically taken over the whole suburb of bloody Miranda. Miranda's disappeared under this mega thing. But don't get me wrong, I love Miranda Fair. It was a very good place to go shopping, that's for sure, and other things too, movie theatres, you name it, a lot. But that's gone, and I used to go there for lessons. And I used to get the train one stop from Miranda to Gymea. So I got down there. I got in the last carriage, which was just always either got in the front or the back. It was just my thing. Got in the very back of the last carriage of the Red Rattler, which were old 1930s, um, basically cattle trucks. And I got in. The minute I got in there, I saw sitting opposite me, like these were bench seats facing each other. There were three guys sitting there, and I went, "My God, it's the Bee Gees!" You know, I'd seen them so many times on television. This would have been in '65, and for sure, because I chucked in the guitar lessons then. Got in, they saw the guitar in my hand, and we just talked. I don't know what we talked about. And, I didn't go, "Oh, you're the Bee Gees" or anything. I knew who they were. There's no doubting it. And they were really nice kids, we just chatted. They said, "Oh, you play guitar?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm not real good at it," and all that sort of shit. No, I mean, it's only one stop. It takes 5 minutes, maybe 10 if there's a hold up. But I'll never forget it. I mean, that's where I met the Bee Gees. Holy crap. Well, thanks. See you later. They'd been down to Cronulla Beach for the day, which is a couple more stops down past Miranda. That was my local beach. So they were living in the eastern suburbs of Sydney at the time. Um, yeah, so they'd gone down to Cronulla for the day, and just Bee Gees, Robin, Barry, and Morris. So I met them, and and one other thing. Many years later, the last job I ever had was driving a van for Australia Post. That's all I could get. I was lucky to get it in the 50s. It did me for 7 years. And I used to drive past this little butcher shop that's still there, but it's no longer a butcher shop, near Rocky Point Road. There, just out on the edge of Hurstville. And every time I drive past, I go, "That's the butcher shop where the Bee Gees recorded their earliest singles." And it was just a converted butcher shop. And the guy that produced them, his name has just slipped my mind. When I try, the minute I stop this, I'll remember it. I should say, it doesn't really matter. Aussie Burn, that was it, Aussie Burn. Every time I'd go past there in the van, I'd look at this funny little place and I go, "That's where they recorded their earliest hits." And I believe Spicks and Specks, which was their first number one in Australia. And just as they landed in the UK, they heard the news they'd finally gotten their first number one. So it's just a bit of a Bee Gees story. And I have a great love for that period of the Bee Gees. And I quite like their disco stuff too. But great, sad. But he'd be older than me. So I'm 73. So he's probably in his 77 or so. Anyway, take care all.